Welcome back to Omen Exitio Plague. I'm your host, City, and we are continuing where we left off. Now it's been a long time since I've recorded any of this, so I really don't have the entire story in my head. I know into all those tribes and look at their stuff, and I think we finished that. Our character sheet, what are we doing? Right, observation and speechcraft with a 3rd in medicine. Okay. Alright, well, let's keep going. You head towards the shore with the purpose of reaching the vessel you arrived on as soon as possible. Smith seems very anxious. He is probably worried the Germans could be following you. Right, so I guess we finished with those tribes. I know our character got sick. Is he still sick? You look at your travel companions. You're happy to see them safe and sound, even though many have perished. You think about the poor Betsarai. He wasn't even a soldier. An innocent man, sacrificed on the altar of war. One more blurred face. One more body thrown into mass graves, like the well at the rebel camp. Only the idea of it makes you shiver. You are confused. You have no idea who you could trust. You need to collect your thoughts, then put all the clues together. Tell Smith? Or keep going? I feel like we can trust Smith. He seems like a good guy. He's truly concerned about the safety of his men. And I don't think he's a spy of any kind. Or is a bad guy. Because he has true concern. And our character gets to see that. So I trust Smith enough to tell him everything, essentially. Captain, the Germans who attacked us. I'm not sure they're aiming at the rebels. It could all be connected to the disease. And what do you think they want exactly, Huntington? Let's see. Medicine or intuition? Maybe it's nothing, but I have a bad feeling about it. Could have been medicine, Captain. What do our notes say? Well, that's our inventory. Alright. So, we have the German man. Affected man who's still alive. He was neutralized. Strange mark. Okay. Germans attacked the rebel camp and a comrade involved in the clash. But Sarai fell victim to the Germans' ferocity. Okay, we don't get much. Wanting medicine might make sense. Let's say the medicine. It could be a medicine, Captain. Huntington, I doubt the disease has anything to do with it. There is a secret ongoing war between us both. This is the only reason they attacked. I don't believe that. You can smell dried salt, and you can see the beach on the horizon. The one where you came ashore at the beginning of the mission. After some minutes, you enter the village where it all started. There lie fresh corpses. But this time they've been killed in a firefight. You fear the Germans are involved, but you keep it to yourself. You continue along the shore, where you find a bitter surprise. The boat you arrived here on is unseaworthy, as the keel has been damaged. Probably by a storm. Smith lowers his shoulders, losing his flawless military posture. We should look for a boat, Captain. Really, Captain Obvious. Okay. So we should ask one of those three. Let's look at the characters. Wait, it's Smith? Who and who? Ryan and Ed. Well, I don't think Ed will have anything. See, no. Here's someone who's gonna give a hand. Let's see. I'd say, let's ask Spoochie. He seems pretty capable. You don't even have time to word an answer when a voice interrupts you from behind. You all turn. It's a villager talking, approaching you from along the sand. Smiles and speaks effortlessly. Good day, soldiers. Do you have to cross the sea? I was just about to leave with my boat. Everyone except for Germans are welcome. Turns out the man lives on the coast, nearby. He often trades with the British. He exhibits a certain distaste for the Germans. He has a small vessel on which he could sail to Zanzibar. There's a lot of troops here, though, right? You think we should trust him, Captain? Suspicious. Be suspicious of this guy, because we don't know who he is. Maybe once we get to know him, we can be more trusting. But currently, it's only 3 people I trust. This guy ain't one of them. Captain Smith answers in place of the man. Because we have no choice. It's true. The man answers with a smile and gestures you to follow. That's very true. Once again, wait, let's wait for the sound effect. I wonder if I can do something about the sound effect. Hold on. Did just save. Sound effect. Let's do that. Oh, I just hit the wrong button. Luckily, it's easy. Oh, that's so much better. Once again, the sea surrounds you. This time, however, the open blue expanse cradles you, and you feel genuinely lighthearted. You are leaving the threat further and further behind you. Although, rather than leaving, you could say you ran away. The man who's helping you return to Zanzibar doesn't have a very large boat, but it is still big enough to carry you all to Stone Town. You lost most of the squadron's men during the battle against the Germans. What is your name? Abbas. Or Abbas. 40, 20, and 50. We need to get our medicine up by 1. To avoid? Why are you helping us? We are a speechcraft guy, so we probably should ask, why are you helping us? Let's say I'm indebted to the British Army. He smiles and says no more, but looking him in the eyes, you get the idea that he must have suffered a great injustice or abuse at the hands of your adversaries. You'd think the kindness he shows you is due to the hatred he carries towards the Germans, rather than his friendliness towards the British. That's fair. Okay, now it's starting to make more sense. Maybe we can trust this guy. Still need to be a little wary, because obviously, it could be an act. But we'll see. You remain fixated on the hypnotic motion of the waves, tiny ripples that engulf each other, vanishing in the foam from where they had only just materialized. Then you turn to look at your comrades. Smith sits in the corner of the boat, packing his pipe, while Vespucci at the bow fixates his eyes on the blue expanse, as if expecting to see the shore appear at any moment. Since we set foot in those villages, it's like everything has turned into a nightmare. You nod, you can't but agree with your friend, with the images from the entire expedition flashing in your mind one after the other. The boats sail acting like a screen onto which they're projected in a moment's reverie. You shake your head and turn to look at O'Bannon, noticing a deep wound on his right leg. His trousers are completely soaked in blood. Ed, you're bleeding. You mean, don't worry, it's just a flesh wound. Either the booze has softened the pain, or it's gone to his head once and for all. Oh no. Let's try. Close to him, cleaning his wound starts stitching up, the boat's movements are stronger. Too thought for your hands from staying still. Swish! It's utterly... Okay, so you... Leave it, mate. It's nothing, really. I'll be fine. The return trip is slow. Fisherman's boat, unsurprisingly, can't reach the speeds your previous vessel was capable of, especially with an unfavorable wind. Abbas seems to be doing his utmost, and without ever losing a smile, but he obviously has no control over the weather conditions. Your stomach grumbles, and the others seem hungry too. You get out the provisions Smith gave you after the village fight began rationing them, giving everyone his share without hurrying. To those who reach out to you, every missing hand reminds you of your comrades lost during the expedition, adding to the weight on your heavy heart to the feeling you're surely sharing with what's left of your squadron, if you can even call it that. The sea is calm. The sun is setting on the horizon. Your mission East Africa has completely worn you out. You find a comfortable position, close your eyes and fall asleep easily, crowded by the waves that softly rock the boat. New character? Oh. We got some more points. Can't do medicine yet. You are in your flat in London. You're walking, a tray in your hands. Top is a cup of steaming tea, a few sugar cubes on a tiny plate, some butter cookies. I feel like this already happened. Am I crazy or did this already happen? I bet you did. It's like the same vision. Wake or lie down? Glitched at wake. No answer, yeah. And we already read something like this? I think it is. Okay. You look over frantically, realizing immediately your body's covered with wounds. Your one's perfect skin is marred with bleeding sores. You look at her back, her neck, on her nape you find, unmistakably, the same punctures you saw in the diseased corpses in Africa. No, it wasn't like that. You're sure she didn't die that way. You move further away from the bed, Silent falls helplessly into the mattress, and starts screaming in a strange unknown language. When she raises her head, she looks at you with demon-like inhuman eyes, as if you're about to turn into a beast. You refuse to look at her, you close your eyes, let out a loud cry in the darkness. Yeah, it was a dream. But it did vary. So I think it was a variation of a dream we already had. You open your eyes, startled and sitting up. Stars twinkle in the sky, and below you can only hear the low rumbling of the sea, rhythmically moving the boat. You look around and see that Boss is the only one awake, although he doesn't seem to mind you. His gaze fixed upon a precise point in the dark waters. as if his attention had slipped towards what lies beneath the water's surface, maybe far below the abyss itself. The boat jolts abruptly, then begins to roll faster. Its bigger and higher waves loom over the bow. The fisherman starts to scream in its own language as he struggles to maintain the helm on course. It would seem something is trying to rip it from his hands. The boat rolls violently. Deck's bridge almost cries, groans in pain, as if it were to break at any moment. And then everything ceases. The boat stills suddenly. Sea once again becomes calm and tranquil. The quiet only lasts for a brief moment. Something is coming out of the water slowly. You can make a silhouette hanging over the gunwale, swaying faintly. More dark shadows join the first creeping shape in the night, slithering onto the deck, taking hold of the vessel, starting to wrap tightly around it. A kraken? They are enormous tentacles, soon embracing the boat entirely. Once again you hear the sound of wood groaning under the pressure of these horrific appendages. Tentacle reaches inside the boat, like a snake searching for something. That something is you. Okay, that's what it was, another dream. It's kind of feeling like it was. You jerk awake, screaming at the top of your lungs. Your travel companions stare at you, unnerved. What happened, Jake? Ryan is beside you. He sounds worried about you. It's nothing, Ryan. I'm fine. You stand up and look over the horizon. You hope that some movement, however small, might take away the unsettling sensations the nightmare has left you. Over there in the distance, you can see the land getting closer. Still not enough. Ugh. Land at last. Your camp awaits you. The prelude to arriving back home. Tension accumulated up until that point is now vanished. Closer you get to the shore, the harder you find to breathe. You don't see Stonetown's distinctive profile. Where did you take us? You stay quiet. In this case, I'll stay quiet. We've arrived. This village is called Bumwinnie. I have some business to attend to. It's not a long way from here to Stonetown. Follow the coast southwards, you can't go wrong. You leave the fisherman's boat, and the man waves you goodbye with a smile as he makes his way for Bumwinnie. His help was invaluable. Without him, you would have wandered the African coast, aimlessly for dying of starvation and exposure to the elements. The man demanded nothing of you, and you have no reason to berate him, despite the change, of course. So he is trustworthy, okay. I mean, when a random stranger shows up and offers you help, it's gotta be a bit suspicious. But, in this case, he did not have any dark intentions. And he really was useful. You proceed towards the base, walking almost mechanically. Your legs simply want to reach their destination, while your mind is left to wander. The sun is setting slowly beyond the horizon, but you have not yet arrived. You choose to set up camp for the night, and luckily you find shelter in a seemingly suitable cave. The light from the campfire shines on the rock formation surrounding you, bathing it in the shades of orange and red. Before sleep, you eat the remaining food. Tomorrow you should manage to get to Stonetown easily, and will be able to delight your palates with a decent meal. Oban has kept to himself the whole time, as if something had drained him of his joyfulness. You've never seen him like this. As far as you can remember at mealtime, Ed has never missed a chance to uncork one of his bottles with you and enjoy himself, regardless of your being in the middle of the sea, surrounded by deliriously sick men, or men's ferocious foes.